Biomes, biogeographic and zoogeographic regions in Asia. Let us now study the different biomes or vegetation types that occur in different latitudes. The climatic conditions, latitude and longitude or the lat-long, soil nutrition and terrain factors influence a biome in the region. Siberian region. The boreal temperate European Siberian region is the Palearctic's largest region. Here, the tundra vegetation of the Palearctic region transcends to the vast taiga. Liquid water is not available for much of the winter, and plants and animals undergo a winter dormancy with very low metabolism. South of the taiga are a belt of temperate broadleaf mixed forests and temperate coniferous forests. This vast region is characterized by many shared plant and animal species. Mediterranean Basin. The lands bordering the Mediterranean Sea in southwestern Asia are home to the Mediterranean Basin ecoregions. These together constitute the world's largest and most diverse Mediterranean climate region of the world. This region is characterized by generally mild, rainy winters and hot, dry summers. The Mediterranean Basin's mosaic of Mediterranean forests, woodlands and scrub are home to 13,000 endemic species. The Mediterranean Basin is also one of the world's most endangered biogeographic regions. Only 4% of the region's original vegetation remains. Human activities including overgrazing, deforestation and conversion of lands for pasture, agriculture or urbanization have degraded much of the region. Conservation International has designated the Mediterranean Basin as one of the world's biodiversity hotspots. Middle East deserts. A great belt of deserts, including the Arabian Desert, separates the Palearctic, Afrotropic and true Asian ecoregions. This scheme includes these desert ecoregions in the Palearctic ecozone. Other biogeographers identify the ecozone boundary as the transition zone between the desert ecoregions and the Mediterranean Basin ecoregions to the north. This places the deserts in the Afrotropic, while others place the boundary through the middle of the desert. Gazelles, oryx, sandcats, scorpions and spiny-tailed lizards are some of the desert adapted species that survive in this extreme environment. Western and Central Asia. The Caucasus Mountains, which run between the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea, are a particularly rich mix of coniferous, broadleaf and mixed forests and include the temperate rainforests. Central Asia and the Iranian plateau are home to dry steppe grasslands and desert basins with montane forests, woodlands and grasslands in the region's high mountains and plateaus. In southern Asia, the boundary of the Palearctic is largely altitudinal. The middle altitude foothills of the Himalayas between about 2000 to 2500 meters form the boundary between the Palearctic and the Indo-Malaya ecoregions. East Asia. China and Japan are more humid and temperate than adjacent Siberia and Central Asia and are home to rich temperate coniferous, broadleaf and mixed forests. These are now mostly limited to mountainous areas. The densely populated lowlands and river basins have been converted to intensive agricultural and urban use. East Asia was not much affected by glaciation in the ice ages. In the subtropical southern parts of China and Japan, the Palearctic temperate forests transcend to the subtropical and tropical forests of Indo-Malaya, creating a rich and diverse mix of plant and animal species. The mountains of southwest China are also designated as a biodiversity hotspot. The Himalayas containing, for example, about 8% of the world's bird species. Indian subcontinent. The Indian subcontinent bioregion covers most of India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan and Sri Lanka. The Hindu Kush, Karakoram, Himalayas and Patkai ranges bind the bioregion on the northwest, north and northeast. These ranges were formed by the collision of the northward drifting Indian subcontinent with Asia beginning 45 million years ago. The Hindu Kush, Karakoram and Himalayas are a major biogeographic boundary between the subtropical and the tropical fauna of the Indian subcontinent and the temperate climate Palearctic ecozone. The Western Ghats and Sri Lanka are important biodiversity hotspots. Indochina. The Indochina bioregion includes most of mainland Southeast Asia, including Myanmar, Thailand, Laos, Cambodia and Vietnam, as well as the subtropical forests of southern China. It covers the richest part of the Indo-Malayan ecozone with dominant biomes of tropical and subtropical moist broadleaf forests and dry broadleaf forests. New species and even families are often found there. Example, the Laotian rock rat. It is home to about 500 native mammal species. The bird fauna is also very diverse with some 1,300 species. Over 500 reptile and over 300 amphibian species are also present, including numerous endemics. Sunda Shelf and the Philippines. Beginning with the Andaman Nicobar Islands in the west, the Sunda Plate stretches till the east coast of Japan in the north and New Zealand in the south. Malaysia is a province which straddles the boundary between the Indo-Malaya and Australasia. It includes the Malayan Peninsula and the western Indonesian islands of Sumatra, Java, Borneo and others known as Sunda Land, the Philippines, the eastern Indonesian islands and New Guinea. While Malaysia has much in common botanically, the portions east and west of the Wallace Line differ greatly in land animal species. Wallace Line is an imaginary boundary that separates the biomes or the biogeographical areas of Asia from Australasia and runs southeast of Borneo through Indonesia. Sunda Land shares its fauna with mainland Asia, while the islands east of the Wallace Line either lack land mammals or are home to a land fauna derived from Australia. The Australian land mammals include marsupial mammals and ratite birds. The insects of New Guinea are, however, mainly of Asian origin.